away we go. I think that when I get my my Deadpool plushie, I'm gonna probably do some ride-alongs with him, so I might do some test videos. Maybe I'll bring Cuda with me to work to test having the doll in the seatbelt in the passenger seat, and we can film that. I think that'd be kind of cute to do. Yeah, I don't even know when the plushie is going to arrive. I definitely know that it's not on the person who bought the gift for me, because they bought it on Throne. It's all right now. It's just up to Throne, and I'm on day 6. And they said it could take 4 to 12 days, business days. And I'm on day 6 since I won this, and you know, we'll figure it out. It's gonna do what it's going to do. But yeah, so yeah, I was thinking about that. That'd be kind of cute to have, you know, my passenger basically riding along with me, and you know, we could do that. I think we can do that. It's cloudy today, so I'm probably not going to need sunglasses. Even though I'm driving in the sun, it's going to be cloud cover. Yeah, I'm in a better mood than I was yesterday, so it's kind of I guess I'm a weirdo like that, where just doom and gloom for one moment, and then I switch over to being, you know, a lot happier. But you know, I'm not doom and gloom for no reason. I'm not, you know, the issues that I talk about when I'm doing the doom and gloom stuff are still there. And it's not like they got solved. It's not like all of a sudden everything just got, you know, magically fixed, and you know, I'm just happy. I'm just a little manic today. That's all. I don't know. I don't know what we should talk about today. I haven't really made an agenda. All I want to do is just film these. So it's kind of, you know, it's probably one of the reasons why they just digress into, like, you know, the Q Complaint Center. And I gotta stop using my real name, but it's not like it's a big, you know, state secret or anything like that. But you know, my persona is Q, so I gotta keep that. Gotta keep remembering to do that. I will remember for other people, which is a good thing. In fact, I will only know them as their personas, because that's the only capacity I know them in. So even if I know their real name, they're still that person, their persona, because that's all I use. It's not like I have there was a time when people I was with had a persona, and I knew them, you know, privately, and you know, in their private life as well, and I had to switch back and forth between that. And actually, I was pretty good about that. It's weird that I'm freaking, you know, doing it to myself now, because I was even pretty good with my own personas. I don't know why yesterday I kept saying my real name, but yeah, like I said, it's not a state. I'm not keeping it, you know, that's not the part of my private life that I'm not keeping a secret or not divulging. But there's a lot of things that I am divulging that I normally wouldn't. So yeah, there's probably, you know, if people from my past actually saw, you know, my videos, they'd be like going, I didn't even know you were depressed. You were always a happy kid. I didn't know you had a learning disorder. Because you did well on tests and everything like that. I didn't know you were, you know, almost, you know, borderline dysfunctional in real life with everyday things. You know, with the exception of people like in my, you know, close, you know, family. You know, nobody knows these things. And one of the things is that with my family is that they all just, you know, it's just kind of expected of me. It's just the normal, you know, that's just the everyday thing for sure. Ah, see, I did it again. For Q. That's just every, you know, to them it's not a problem, my dysfunction. My inability to understand, you know, like some of the simplest things in life. Like it is what it is. Yeah, I definitely learn by doing. I'm definitely you know, I have to, you know, make the mistakes and, you know, build up a routine and figure it out, because if it's not part of my regimen of my daily stuff that I do, it's not, I don't usually end up doing it. So I literally, if there's a major change, and this is coming from a person that moved 13 times in 4 years. If there's a major change in my life, I have to literally start over with new routines, because I will fall back on the routines that I have. And that is one of the reasons why, like when I mentioned how I moved so many times, moving became part of my routine. So I had a way of doing things, and I know this actually sounds even more bizarre coming from a person who is built on spontaneity, who doesn't even know what he's going to end up doing. Yeah, I don't know how things are going to turn out. I just know it's going to be different. I'm doing things differently. You know, like that old saying, like doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I'm doing things differently, all different ways, and expecting the same result. If that makes sense of my insanity. But yeah, I like basic functions and stuff like that. You know, if they're not part of my routine, you know, I recently, you know, one of the things that I've added in to, like, something I do consciously daily, and I'm hoping to get it so that I can just do it, you know, without even thinking about it, is making my bed. I mean, like think about how simple that is. Like it's the most simplest. It literally is the most. It is the simplest thing you do, and usually the first thing you do after you get up out of bed is make it. It's what you should do. If you're not doing it, I don't know. Maybe I'm, you know, I learned this from somebody, and I think that it's. Yeah. But I'm trying to do that. And and I think it was a Navy SEAL retired commander, who spoke at a college and said that, that was the first thing he learned. He learned how to make his bed. And though I'm not making it military, I'm not doing a military bed, I'm pretty much just pulling the sheets over my pillow, sheets and blankets over my pillow, and just making it look kind of nice. I am doing that, that is my routine. And I fail sometimes, but I'm still working on trying to make it my routine. So it's like little things that I do. I have, most people have heard me rant incessantly, over and over and over again about palm oil. Palm oil, Hugh hates palm oil, and I do. There is nothing good that's come from palm oil, and I don't know whether I'm just sensitive to it, but I didn't even notice this happened until I was eating, and it actually turns out to be Entenmann's chocolate chip cookies, my favorite in the whole world. And I was eating them, and they tasted kind of like, cardboardy. They just kind of didn't have their flavor. I mean, the sugar was there, the chocolate chips were there. They're American chocolate chips, and they taste like shit. So I should expect that. But the actual dough part of the cookie, which is what, is kind of addictive, and one of the reasons why the Entenmann chocolate chip cookies are like, I eat them by like the dozen at a time. They're also small too, but I eat too many of them. I'll down a whole box in one sitting. So I can't blame the fact that the size of them are small to the fact that I eat way too many of them. But I noticed that they changed. This is literally how this whole thing started with me and palm oil. And I was like, why do they taste so awful? And I actually wrote to Entenmann's because of it. I didn't, palm and soy and vegetable and stuff like that, and corn have all been used as oils for cooking. Palm is a recent, not really recent. It's been around for a bit, but it's taken over everything as the go-to way to cook the foods. It's flavorless. Well, they think it's flavorless, and it probably is flavorless, which is the reason why the cookies taste like cardboard, because cardboard, in my mind, and not that I eat cardboard on a daily basis or anything like that. I'm trying to think if I ever eaten cardboard. Not, I think I've eaten cardboard as part of the food that I've eaten, but I don't think I've just eaten cardboard. So I don't really know what cardboard tastes like, but I would imagine it has no real flavor. So the fact that you tell me that palm oil is flavorless is the reason why this stuff tastes like cardboard. That's the conclusion I made. It's not scientific. It's not this. It's just, I noticed it right then, and it's what I blamed on the fact that my favorite chocolate chip cookies were not so good anymore. Fast track to I can get all the way now, because obviously I started noticing that other things taste like crap too, and they had one common thread, which was palm oil. And then I realized that they're slashing and burning African, they're completely deforesting an entire tropical, rainforest in Africa to sustain palm oil for a few seasons, and then they're going on and slashing and destroying more vegetation because of it, to the point where orangutans might go extinct because of palm oil. So here's something that ruined my food, and now it's basically ruining Africa because of corporate greed. And I don't know why it's so freaking popular. So I just wanted to do one thing in my life. I wanted to take palm oil out. That is my only dietary restriction right now, is no palm oil. It is one of the main reasons that I have trouble where throne is concerned, because they use palm oil as a preservative. Because I think it gives things a longer shelf life or something like. I don't know what the fuck it does, but all I know is they're putting it in everything, and especially prepackaged foods. Yeah. So, on the throne gifts, one of the things that I wanted to have was different types of foods and stuff like that. I wanted to try different things, but the best I can do is gift cards, to restaurants and stuff like that, because almost all prepackaged food, except for maybe Pringles, uses palm oil. And that includes Pop-Tarts and all the foods that I love, Twinkies, all use palm oil. Ding dongs, all of it. Ring dings, cupcakes, muffins, all of it. Even those little apple pies. I wouldn't be surprised if there was palm oil. I wouldn't be surprised if there was palm oil in the McDonald's apple pie. Because, like I said, there was a takeover somewhere along the lines. I don't know when it happened, because I only noticed it with the Entenmann's cookies, and I don't think the Entenmann's cookies were the groundbreaking, I don't think the Entenmann's cookies were the groundbreaking product that said, let's switch everything over to palm oil. That's when I noticed it. And I don't have Entenmann's cookies anymore because of it. So, I'm not on a crusade. I'm not trying to tell people what they should or shouldn't do. I mean, this is your own personal values and stuff like that. But, do you like things that taste good? Do you remember what they used to taste like before palm oil? Or have you only known these products with palm oil on it? Those are the things that blow my mind when I think about it. Am I really that old that I remember when things, well, I remember when Coca-Cola had sugar in it before high fructose corn syrup, and I thought it tasted better then. And not to defend New Coke or anything like that, but before New Coke came around, the Coca-Cola formula had changed. It just mimicked Pepsi with New Coke, almost identical in my mind, and I don't like either one. So I'm glad they went back to the classic formula, but the classic formula has high fructose corn syrup, so it's really not the classic formula. But it definitely tastes, in my mind, it tastes better. It's not as sweet. I think Pepsi is just too sweet for me. And it always has been, which is kind of weird because I like sweet things. Here I am now on Pepsi. Pepsi doesn't have palm oil in it, thank God. Now, Coca-Cola doesn't have palm oil in it either, which is what I prefer. I prefer cherry Coke. And so far it doesn't have palm oil. But I think if they could figure a way to put palm oil in Coca-Cola, I think they would. That's how much they're putting it in every freaking product. I mean, like everything that we have. From the soap to makeup to everything. Everything, they're putting palm oil on everything. So yeah, my goal is to live a palm oil free life. It's my only dietary. I don't even have any other dietary restrictions. My only dietary restriction is no palm oil. So we can add palm oil to the things that I don't like, where I don't, even though corporations are freaking, don't have my best interest in mind and don't care about me, and they think that they're caring about the bottom line, but the bottom line is, going to the bottom. It's the lowest common denominator. And eventually they're going to either kill off their customers, or the customers are going to no longer buy their products. And then what are they going to do? You're going to have to lose money. You're going to have to lose even more money to get the customers back. It is a awful cycle, and they're all in on it. It's like, they get theirs now, and how long can they sustain it? It's really what it is. Really what, it's like why they destroy the planet. They're getting theirs. Because somebody else will destroy the planet and make the money, make the quick buck or the fast nickel. Somebody else will make that fast nickel, and they'll be too slow while trying to make the slow dime, I guess. But they'll destroy this planet in the process. And that whole thing drives me crazy. So, I'm not really worried about. I still, have to use corporations in order to live. I have to use products from PepsiCo. I have to use products from Coca-Cola. The amusement center, I think, is one of the big corporations. Disney is another big corporation that's owned by somebody else. I think it's Blackstone. I forgot the two companies that own everything. But there really is no competition. Two companies really own everything. But yeah, so in the end, I can't get away from it because they own it all. I have to survive in this world, but I can do certain things when companies are just awful. And that's the reason why I pick on Walmart and I pick on Amazon so much. And I don't like Starbucks either. So, but I don't like Starbucks because of what they did to my coffee houses. So, somebody was talking. Oh, I heard it on the radio. They were talking about where's your go-to third place, because you have to have three places. You have your work and your home, and you should have one more place. And somebody said, "Oh, cafes." And they said, oh, cafes have been destroyed by the pandemic. And it's like, no. The pandemic didn't destroy those cafes. Starbucks destroyed those cafes. And now Starbucks is closing their cafes because of the pandemic. Because that's what a corporation can do. It's not like a mom and pop coffee house that basically literally has to try to survive as best it can because it doesn't have franchisees that can support it during this hard time. And if it really is a detriment to to the corporation, they can just cut it off and shut down. When a mom and pop hardware store or the coffee houses or all those hometown businesses that are unique and offer different things, sometimes a little bit more expensive, but you get that personalization that freaking is sorely missing nowadays in life. When those things are destroyed, and like I said, that's why I pick on Amazon and Walmart. I chose those two, not because they're major corporations and this, but because of the amount of damage that they do to towns and cities and stuff like that. In fact, they've ruined the entire landscape of the United States. Those two companies. Bookstores used to be awesome to go to. Libraries used to be great to go to, and they're suffering because of companies like Amazon and Walmart. Your local hardware store, your local toy store, curio shops, all those things are gone because of Walmart. And then how they treat their people. Almost literally forcing them to, paying them poverty wages so that they have to be collecting Social Security and SSI. And then at the same time turning around and complaining that, they're giving these people, basically are working themselves to the bone for nothing. That they turn around and tell the government that they deserve the tax breaks. They deserve this stuff, while we should basically take away these programs for the people that have to live off of them. It makes me sick. It makes me even more sick the fact that they blame people who can't pull themselves out because they're caught in this endless cycle of devastation. I mean, I'm caught in it too, so I can't imagine how people survive. I'm literally one bad day away from ruin. I did put myself into debt, and I did do that on purpose, and it was absolutely deliberate. And I was under the impression that I could get myself out of it, and I haven't. I am paying interest on this stuff. It's literally taking away anything else, any extra that I would have in my life is being taken away by the interest. And I'm holding on by a thread because of it. Like how I talked about the Dakimakuras yesterday. It drives me crazy because I feel so helpless about it. Because I would want to just basically give them away. I would do a freaking small ass raffle, I sell 2 tickets, and I would just laugh and laugh that if it's the same person bought both days tickets, so for basically $10, I just spent $150 or whatever it's going to cost me for a Dakimakura to give them that. It would not. I wish I was in a position where I could afford to do something like that, but I'm not. Wish I was in a position where I could say, hey, I need off, like multiple days, all the time, and not have to worry about whether I'm going to get paid for it or not. That's the reality that I live in right now. And the sad thing about it is, I know I'm not the only one. There are so many other people living like that. And I don't know how people thrive in that. There are people, I don't know, maybe there aren't people that are thriving in it. And it's all a big freaking illusion. And I'm just deluding myself that like people can live and function in those things, and it's really just they're just in survival mode and they don't know any better, and they're just going to spend their entire lives in survival mode without ever getting their head above water. Just fleeting times of basically coming up for air, and the rest of their life they're holding their breath. It's really what it boils down to, because that's what I've been doing. Been doing it for a long time now, and it sucks because there was a time when I had the money, and I'm gonna sneeze. There was a time when I was, I could say I was rich, because my definition of rich is that I can go into any store or see any product that I want and be able to buy it without worrying about it. That was my definition of rich. So I was that for a number of years. I was debt-free during that time. Can you imagine living debt-free? And when they told me my credit score was freaking, it was actually really bizarre, because I think my credit score was like 580 or something like that. It was like, how is this possible? But it's because I wasn't building any credit. I wasn't accruing any debt. You get your points by accruing debt and paying your debt off. My credit score is actually higher now than it was when I had $25,000 in the bank. And I was doing investments. See, I'm definitely in a happier mood than I was yesterday, so even though I complained about palm oil. Palm oil is one of those really weird things for me. But I hope whatever you're doing, and whatever you are, and if you're eating palm oil, things with palm oil in it, I don't fault you for it, and I'm not upset by it. I just, I think we should just be aware. Just be aware that it's there. It's just like shopping at Amazon or Walmart. I don't care that people do it. I mean, billions of people do it every year, all the time. It is a constant. Why would I say something? Why would I tell people to stop doing something that it literally is part of their lives, and there is no alternative? especially a cheaper alternative. There isn't a cheaper alternative than those things. Just everybody should just be aware of what. Just be aware of it. It's not a great company. They're not nice people. And if you have to use them. But don't think that just because you have to use them that they become automatically a decent company, because they're not. They're awful. And like I said, I hope wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. And as always, I should say, cool beans. All right, take care. All right, bye.